Okay, all right. Now, when we're talking about certain things that happen in the beginning, things that you need to be used to. These things will happen in here, and they will happen out there in particular. When you're dealing with bare knuckle, the first thing that happens is you immediately start to feel pain. Immediately you're feeling discomfort. Immediately, right? You feel discomfort because you block something, right? Which can have a bruise. I'll tell you a story about this guy. Bruise, a blood clot, right? You can hit somebody's bone, and you're immediately dealing with pain. So I'll tell you something that happened to me is I might have been 20, at a house party, and I thought that I was slipping. Back then we wore shoes, and you know we were kind of sharp, so we didn't want to wrestle, right? He's old enough to know that. We didn't want to wrestle, so we had good knuckle games. I had intended on slipping his right, and then throwing a hook. But I didn't go across enough, and he hit me, boom. Now it hurt, but I'm gonna be candid with this, right? You don't get this, but I'm honest with my guys. It hurt me, and I felt liquid, like, warmth. I knew it couldn't be nothing but blood. But a girl, the girls are dramatic. I remember a girl saying, I can see his head. Now, when she said she could see my head, I knew what she was talking about. She could see the skull through my eye. My eyelid was hanging open. Now, at that time, in milliseconds, I'm just telling you what you can expect. In milliseconds, 3 things happen. And I mean milliseconds, like this. 3 things happen. 1, I thought I would lose my bowels. 2, I thought about running. And 3, I thought about how I would feel about myself if I ran. But all these things happened in the blink of an eye. Mm-hmm. In the blink of an eye. So finally, the police came, a lady, because it was like what do you call it? It's like a dead end, but it's a cul-de-sac. Mm-hmm. So neighbors, a lady called and the police came to stop. And they didn't want to blind me. The doctor didn't want to blind me. So he stitched me up 15 stitches inside, 15 stitches out without any anesthesia. Mm. Now, but we're fighting. And it's running. Now, I was fortunate. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. I was fortunate. The blood is running, but I was fortunate. And when I look at it today, I know that I was fortunate, even though the skull was showing. Can anybody tell me why I was fortunate? The blood is running.
It wasn't running in your eye.
Wasn't running in my eye. I don't know what Medusa would do something, right? It wasn't running in my eye. The average person today that's on YouTube, they have no idea about this kind of talk. They have absolutely no idea about this kind of talk because nobody's going to tell them that they were in front of somebody and they were hurting so bad and the guy was early. It was early. I think maybe 3 punches had been thrown, maybe. Total. So he's not tired. And I'm hurting. And it's winter. And the breeze is like hitting my eye. And it literally felt like somebody had lifted my eye, like cut open, and had a torch. This cold, this cold breeze, like if you got snot, you don't know because it's ice. I'm in pain. Most people have no idea. So in here, we talk about when it doesn't work out. When it don't work out, everything works out great. When it works out great, we're all world champions, bro. We can all teach Errol Spence how to fight. But when it don't work out, and most of the time it doesn't, because most of the time when things happen, you're in the mall. Most of the time when things happen, you have your niece and you have your nephew. Most of the time when things happen, you're looking forward to that new pair of sneakers, and you were not there for somebody to say, who the fuck you talking to? Oh, you think it's funny? I'll fuck you up. Right? Most of the time. And you need to understand that at that point in time, you have to know what to say. You can say to that man, because anything can happen. We're going to continue, but you can say to that man, because anything can happen. You can say to him, I'm not talking to you, or whatever. To avoid it, but you have to say it in a certain way. Because if you think you're going to say something to him in a nice way, and then he's going to back off, that's not how predatory behavior works. The nicer you are to a person who wants to assault you, the more likely you are to get assaulted. Right? Because the way the voice is, he knows a guy, he used to rob banks. Right? Not saying it because I'm proud of it, neither is he. But he used to rob banks. They had a crew of 4 people. And they would recruit different people. The getaway driver, of course. Right? The number one person that was most important to them, the number one person that was most important to them, and anybody who robbed banks will tell you, is the person who announces it's a robbery. The person who announces it's a robbery is the number one person that was important to them besides the getaway car. Number 2 person besides the getaway car. And the reason is because if you convince people that you will blow their brains out, they are going to stay where the fuck you put them. You understand? I'm a total of 5'7". 5'7". That's it. My wife goes to New Brunswick. I stop at the projects to get a break because they tore the projects down. For 20 minutes, people are saying, I remember when he did this. I remember when he did that. I remember stuff that shamed me, like knocked somebody out and pissed on them. I mean, stuff like, oh my God, no wonder I believe in God now. I was an asshole, right? But I'm 5'7", never weighed more than 190 pounds. And the only reason is because my level of violence, I can raise it very fast. I can raise my level of violence very, very, very fast. Quick. So while a person that was bigger thought I was playing, I was deadly serious. While he's saying, come on, man, ain't that serious? I bust him in the head with a bottle. Happens quick. You have to raise your level of violence. Once you realize that there's nothing you can do with this person, that this person is going to hit you. If you have your hands up, you put your hands up, and you're saying, listen, man, you could just go ahead. And I go like that. What is that called?
That's a slap. That's like grounds for me to fight back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is what people don't understand. People don't understand that rather than do this, you don't want to do this. Because if the cameras are looking at this, you are welcoming the fight. Right? If you're like this, in your mind, you can be saying, I'm going to fuck him up. But if your hands are like this, it looks like you're going like that. So the reason why we have our hands like this is also to prepare you to talk to the judge.